my channel.
Hola mi gente, so this is day 2 and 3 of my Norwegian cruise vlog. And yes, we went to the Dominican Republic as our first port, but we have to rewind because before we could get to the Dominican Republic, we had to spend our first day at sea. And let me tell you, as a first-time cruiser, that was rough. What do you mean that I was stuck? I felt like I was being held prisoner. But it's okay because we made the most of our at-sea days, and we also booked our thermal suite package at the spa, and we didn't have any footage of this because I wanted it to be its own separate experience so that I could relax when I felt overwhelmed on the ship. But we started off our breakfast, our boarding with Hudson's, and that was okay. We never really went back for that because we loved going to the local grill for breakfast. And talking about the local grill, we went back for like snackies, some lunch. We checked out Los Lobos. Then we were like, okay, I'm not sure that I'm gonna try to fight for a reservation there. So we went up to the observation lounge for their tea time, and there they serve scones, cakes, cookies, and some like tea sandwiches, and we really had a good time. And because of the way it was structured, it really wasn't our vibe. There's only really a small section of grab and go, and the tongs were being manhandled so much by so many people because this was the only thing that was open midday. And everybody that was looking for something sweet and like a light bite was at the observation lounge. And for me, it just felt overwhelming. I could see fingerprints on people's, from like the tongs that they were using. And for me, that was, it's just, it really wasn't my vibe. But right next door is the game area. And I kind of enjoyed that. It is kind of like a mini casino. It just looks like the casino downstairs, but upstairs for kids. But I did have a lot of fun. We played a lot of games and I won a lot of tickets, and I even got like an Uno card set. So here we are getting ready for dinner, and we went to SukoThai, and we had a really late reservations. One thing that I will say is that you have to fight for early reservations when those bookings open up 21 days in advance, or else you're going to be having dinner at midnight. No, I'm just kidding, at 9 p.m. And that is okay for someone that's young, but if you have folks that are a little bit older or you have kids, like that 9 p.m. doesn't work. So we had appetizers and bites. We had some spring rolls and, you know, tempura shrimp and beef salad. And then I had cashew chicken, but it didn't taste like cashew chicken. It just tasted like a red pepper stew. But everyone else in my party really enjoyed their dinner, and I think that it's worth going to SukoThai and get all the desserts. That was my evening of day 1, and it was cute. It was like an at-sea day, and I don't know, it was interesting. But here we are, we're now at the Dominican Republic. We got there at like 5 in the morning, so I got up a little early to watch the sunrise, and then I saw that everybody was kind of getting ready to disembark, and that was pretty cool because I've never seen that. I've never been at a port before, so it was comforting to be at home. And we ordered room service breakfast. I would say that that was one of the few times that we ever did that because it just felt like really small compared to the breakfast that you get when you go sit down somewhere else. And also there were things that were missing from our order, and it took 30 to 40 minutes to get ketchup. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll just be an adult and I'll go to the dining rooms to have breakfast. And being first-time cruisers, my husband and I were kind of nervous about how to disembark, what to do, you know. And we actually had one of those like tours, guided tours. So we had a specific time that we were supposed to get off, and we all went to the main theater where they do like the Elton John show, and we waited for them to call our names and numbers and group, and then we kind of like single filed down all the way to the bowels of the ship to then disembark. And that process wasn't terrible, actually. It was pretty seamless, and it felt organized and something that felt manageable. It didn't feel like I was like already on edge trying to get to our designated area or designated time and place. And then from the ship to the Taino Bay port, that was a really long walk. And later on throughout the day, we saw that there was these like red motoconcho buggies that were picking up people and dropping them off for free. All you have to do is give them a little tip. And we didn't do that at first because we were so early to disembark. But we walked all the way through, and there's like a special cutout that leads you straight to the exit. And here you have like all the tour guides kind of holding up their signs, showing people like, hey, this is where you're supposed to meet, and this is what the tour is. And there was 2 of the rum and chocolate tours, and I mean, it was all right. I think that it was good for like our first experience, but I don't think that I would ever book another excursion like that again, because it was a lot of people on the bus.
My name is Mario, or Super Mario Twist Our Problem, right? So I will be your tour guide today, and I will drive Manuel, pero vámonos de aquí, Manuel.
And everything felt kind of tailored to tourists in a way that felt like all the things that were being presented to us were like AI posters and things like that. The only good thing about it is that our tour guide was really nice, and he was so funny and informed, and really had a heart for the Dominican people and for the Dominican Republic. And as a Dominican, I really enjoyed that. Plus, he let me sneak out to get like mangoes and coconut and like helados bon and chips and presidente, and that's not normal. So I'm very grateful that he did that for us. But to go on these excursions, it does cost a lot of money per person, and we didn't feel like we got the biggest bang for our buck, only because of the things that we thought we were going to be doing, like walking down the pink alley or going to like the Castle Morro. Everything was closed, so we kind of felt a little cheated of those experiences. And granted, not everything can't be open 24 hours 24/7, right? But it would have been nice to know, so that we could have maybe switched to a different tour, or if they would have maybe adapted their itinerary with these new changes, it would have been nicer. But one of the things that we did enjoy was the Dominican Taino Museum, and there was a lot of informative aspects of Taino culture, of the 3 heritages of the Dominican Republic, which is African, Spaniard, and Taino. And there was a lot of history that was being taught in such a short period of time. So we were able to taste some ponche and learn a lot of history. And I think that that was pretty cool. Ponche is not rum, but it's made with some rum. And that, I guess, qualifies as the rum aspect of this tour. And if you've already booked a chocolate and rum tour, you're looking up this video to figure out, whoa, what is it going to be like? I would say that it's kind of fun. It's a long time, and this is the place that I would buy Larimar at. On the tour, they stop at this like jeweler that sells Larimar and kind of like amber and stuff like that, but the prices are very inflated, and I think that you're able to kind of buy some here, authentic Larimar, at this museum, and you're able to support the museum as well. So if you're interested in buying our Dominican gemstone, try to buy it at this museum instead.
Let us sneak off to get some of my favorite ice cream from the Dominican Republic. So we're going to helados bon right now.
And I would say like this was my highlight, because I love this ice cream, and I'm not able to go to the Dominican Republic as often as I would like. So I was able to get my little bizcocho, helado bizcocho, which is birthday cake. And it's not like American birthday cake. It tastes like Dominican style bizcocho, and that, 10 out of 10. It really made like the whole experience and tour so far worth it for me. And I was like, this guy, he's the best. we were able to see like a really old school Rolls Royce driving through, and I realized later on with my husband that this is actually a car service. You can rent a Rolls Royce for the day and it'll drive you around Puerto Plata, and you can feel like you're in the 1950s. And then this is like the umbrella kind of like walkway, and it was really cute. It was very crowded and it was a lot to navigate, but it didn't stop us from buying some coco, agua de coco, fresh coconut water that was truly so refreshing after my little heladito bon. And I had a lot of fun in this portion of the tour. This was us in the Rum Museum, but I was just fixated on my coco, my agua de coco. But we were able to go through the Rum Museum and kind of learn some of the history of the rum producers in the Puerto Plata region. And it was okay, but it was very hot in there. It was so hot. And that was coming with like agua de coco, hydrated. I had a little fan, and it was very uncomfortable for a lot of people. So in true fashion, my husband and I asked if we could walk over to El Colmado and buy something refreshing. So we opted to buy some Presidente Cerveza Vestido de Novia, and that means that it's ice cold. So it kind of like rebooted our systems. After that, we went to Del Oro, which is a chocolatier, and we were able to try and sample some cocoa, kind of like chocolate milk. And then we were able to kind of walk through like the winnowing, the husking, the roasting, how to make cocoa liqueur, and that was pretty cool. As a pastry chef, I was like, of course I want to know, especially because my family grows cacao, so I'm always interested in the chocolate making process, and this part of the tour felt like it delivered on what they advertised. And one thing that I will really say about these tours is that they are like 3 to 4 hours long, depending on how traffic is, how other guests kind of interact at the shops, and you don't get anything to eat. So pack snacks, make sure you have a big breakfast. Unlike us, we had a small breakfast and we regretted it. And honestly, if you're gonna go to the Dominican Republic, the best things to do is eat. So if you need to go to one of these excursions, make sure that you're at least eating, that you're at least trying chicharrón de pollo, that you're eating queso frito, plátano, salami, and that you're like drinking a lot of Presidente, because that's what this country is all about. It's like lo tres golpe, and that's not what we felt with this excursion. We just felt like it was very informative and an overall tour that could have been perhaps an hour long, and then releasing the guests to be able to walk around and try things and like eat things like if you were on one of those guided food tours instead. So maybe go on Viator and see if you can book a food tour instead of one of these like really expensive Norwegian cruise line excursions. So now that we've gone to the Museum of Taino History, we've gone and tasted rum, we were kind of encouraged to buy Larimar at this one jeweler, and then we got a tour of a chocolate factory. We kind of saw the shoreline and kind of like what the beautiful coastline of the Dominican Republic looked like through our tour bus, to then end up at the San Felipe Fortress. But like I said before, they're closed on Mondays, so we were only able to see on the outside, and we were actually pretty late, so we actually only had 4 minutes, exactly 4 minutes, to be able to look and see and take pictures before we had to reboard and get to our ship, because we had a call time of like 2 p.m. or maybe it was like 1:30, and because this is a guided excursion with NCL, they want you on the ship. Personally, for me, I just felt like if you know that you're going to disembark or get to a port at a certain day and you're going to offer this tour that you know is going to have a main aspect of the tour that's going to be closed, I would take this tour off and not offer it for people. That way they can experience something else, you know? Because there were other tours where you can just walk and eat, and I feel like maybe we should have tried that instead. But overall, if you're at the Dominican Republic on a different day, maybe on a Tuesday or on a Thursday, I think this would be a cute experience. But remember, this is like 3 to 4 hours, and that is a long time to not be eating and to be out in the Caribbean sun. You know what, guys, after I said what I said in this video, I went back to the website to really see what was said, and there is a note that says that the San Felipe Fortress is closed on Monday. So I would say overall, don't book this. If you know that you want to see this fortress, if you know you want to kind of eat and experience Puerto Plata, I would say don't book this excursion. It's not worth it. Overall, when you get back from the excursion, when you go through Taino Bay, it is a very long walk, so also anticipate that and know that if you're on this tour, you're probably not going to have a lot of time to explore Taino Bay. And it seems pretty dope. It seemed like lit, and like there was like a lagoon, or maybe we should have done that instead and maybe explored like 1 or 2 hours of Puerto Plata. But whatever, hindsight is always 2020, and we had a great day with my family, even though everybody was pretty tired and exhausted from heat overload. After a long day, my husband and I kind of went and found a few bites to eat, and then we kind of just watched the ship sail away from the port, and that was kind of fun. That was kind of cool because we've never experienced something like that, so it was very bittersweet to be leaving my beautiful country and being like, okay, bye, I'll see you another time with more time. But what we did afterwards is we kind of went to the thermal suite and we relaxed. We did the eucalyptus and the salt chambers to kind of reset our system and give us kind of like a fighting chance to be able to feel young and spry for the rest of our trip. After we hit the thermal suite, we actually went upstairs to the main pool deck, like the main pool bar, to check out all their daily offerings. And I think I tried like a mango madness, I don't remember, but it was good. But here's where you would find like all your like frozen drink cocktails and your daily like special cocktail of the day. Afterwards, we kind of like found a lounger and we sat around and kind of like just enjoyed the sun. Then was dinner again. We did go back to Cagney's. We were really lucky and we got a 7 p.m. reservation for Cagney's, and we were able to end our first at port day with some steak and lobster again, which 10 out of 10. I really do hope that you guys can book Cagney's if you're kind of like keeping your eye on the prize when the reservations open up. So that was day 2 and 3 of my Norwegian cruise vlog. Thanks again for watching and for watching an even longer video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more.